Hello everyone, it's Andrew from Gem TCG here, and today's video I'm going to show you guys a huge purchase I just made, and I'll show you exactly how the deal was made and then also how I am going to profit from the deal. And if you didn't tell from the title, I bought 241,000 bulk cards to be exact, and it's all just Pokemon, common, uncommon. It's also not sorted, meaning the energy cards and the code cards and the rares are still in there, but for the most part, it's just commons and uncommons. And typically, I don't like buying unsorted bulk because when I'm doing bulk lots, the code cards and energy cards are not desirable, and sometimes people will complain about those. But I was running out of common, or like I was running out of bulk in general, so I figured I just have to bite the bullet and buy it. And it's also someone that I dealt with before, and they're local. They don't have to pay shipping. It's just a much easier process. So in total, I probably bought 500,000 bulk cards from this one person, and they stream on I think TikTok. They open packs on there, so all their bulk is where they just get a bunch of bulk from the rip and chips, and they gotta dump them off somehow. So that's one tip for you guys that deal with bulk, and especially for those of you that go through your bulk to sell singles from it, buy from streamers because the streamers are only looking for the hits, which are the ultra rares and above. And when they pull a common, uncommon card that's worth $2, they're not going to pull it out because they don't know what they're looking for, and they don't have the time to pull it out and sift through their bulk because this is just one person. They had 250,000 bulk cards. They're not going to go through all of them individually, especially if they don't have Cardbot or any sort of machine like that. And the other great thing about it is they get bulk pretty consistently. The last time I bought from this person was in the spring, I believe, and again they had 250,000 that time, and now it's what, October, so only a few months have passed and they built up that much bulk. So if you want to get a bunch of inventory, look for people that are streamers and let them know that you buy bulk, because most times they throw it away or they just have it sitting there and they don't know what they're going to do with it. So you could even give them below market rates if you're local, and they will still sell it to you because to them it's basically junk and it's taking up space. So make sure you're looking for those people, and it's pretty easy to find them too, especially if you know. You could even go on Whatnot or TikTok Live and just reach out to them, join their streams and say, hey, I'll buy all of your bulk if you don't include it in the packages, and just let your name be known and let your request be known to as many people as possible, and then you will find people eventually. It's not going to work all the time, but you let one person know, they might not accept it, but they'll let their friends know and other streamers know. And that's how you get that kind of ripple effect, which is why being in the hobby for so long and being known on these social media platforms is very important, because sure, it might not work right away, but do it consistently for a few months to a year, multiple years. Your name is going to be known. People are going to know to come to you, especially if you do business properly. You will set yourself apart from someone that's just in it for 1 month and they're just trying to make a quick dollar or two. And then for the bulk, it's not as complex for buying bulk as compared to buying collections, but I have my rates. I let them know what I would pay for them, accepted the price, and then he brought it to me. I sent him the money on PayPal. That's it. It's very simple. What I would say is let your price be known beforehand. That's very important. Don't try to negotiate local in person. You want it to be a smooth transaction. Hash out all the details beforehand, and then once you meet in person, it's just very smooth, very easygoing. The worst would be like, I don't know if I've ever experienced this, but it would definitely suck if I did. If you were to agree on a price and then once you meet in person, they go, oh, actually, I want this much, not, I want 3,000, not 2,000, or some weird number. So yeah, try to get that situated beforehand. And then, so that's how that deal happened, the whole situation. And then what my plans are to sell it all. And it was actually very perfect timing because one, like I said, I was running out of bulk. And then two, the season we are going into right now is well, it's obviously going to be the holiday season. starting next month or towards the end of next month, and then we got December. So there's going to be a bunch of attention to e-commerce, which are the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then Christmas time. People buy up a lot of cards online, and then they also buy a lot of lots, which is why I made that video the other day, because right now is the best time to be trying to do this and trying to sell bulk lots on eBay or wherever you prefer. And in order to do that, you need to have a lot of inventory because 240,000 cards, obviously, it's a lot. And like, pretty sure we all agree that it is a lot of cards. But when you break it down, that's 241,000 card lots or 2,400 100 card lots. And like, can be sold very quickly if you have the right outlets and systems in place to get rid of them. Especially if you sell, I don't recommend it, but like if you sell on Amazon, you could probably get through that all in like 1 day. But if you guys know about the Amazon story that I had, I am not a fan of it and I would not sell on there if I were you. But to each their own. And but yeah, the like thing. I'll probably be experimenting with more listings because right now I've kind of same listings for the past probably year or two. I haven't really changed them or made new ones. So I might try some like card with an EX or 100 cards with 25 hollows or something. I'm just going to try a bunch of new experiments because I have the inventory to do so and kind of see what sticks and what works. And if you do plan to sell these on eBay, one of the good things that I learned from is I don't know if they directly call it this, but it's like the Google advertising of it or the external advertising option. And they have the promoted listings and then they have the promoted store and then they have the promoted, I think it's called offsite actually. And when you do this, it works extremely well for bulk lots because when people are searching on Google, because they don't know, like not everyone knows that eBay is a thing or TCG Player is a thing. When they search on Google, Pokemon cards, eBay is the biggest company, and I think they like partnered with Google in a way, so that like search results, eBay ranks number one for. So when you're promoting offsite, that means eBay will be pushing your listings more, obviously because you're paying for that placement, but your listings will be shown to more casual buyers. And when I experimented with this, it worked very well. The only downside was that I had so many other listings. So it was like, it was working very well on those lot listings, but the single card listings, I was getting burned on the pay per click fees. So I even talked to like the eBay advisor that I had at the time, and I said, like, I can't do it anymore because it's working well for those things, but I in order to do it, you kind of promote all of your listings. You can't just do a select few. And I told them like if you guys can make it so that we could filter out and promote only certain items, that would be amazing. And I don't know if they've changed anything about it yet, but if they did, that would be great. But yeah, if you have the capital to kind of with more promotion types, try it out, especially if you have a smaller inventory size because like when I was doing it, I had like listings, so it gets spread out a lot more. But if you only have 100 listings and then you have like bulk lot listings, that would be a great way to do it because you're not getting like give a bigger percentage of the listings that you want to be promoted. So try that out. And the other reason why I like okay with buying bulk at any quantity, anytime, is because bulk doesn't go bad. It doesn't expire. And it typically only goes up in price or at least up in demand. Because sure, when I first started, bulk was like $30 per thousand and it slowly went down over time. But right now, where we're at, bulk is very cheap. And it honestly, it doesn't even make sense how cheap it is considering MSRP has gone up. So like being $30 per thousand a few years ago when an ETB was $40 or booster boxes were like 143, and now it's $10 per thousand with ETBs being $50 and then booster boxes being like 160 something. That doesn't make sense to me. And I know like you'd say there's more supply available, but the cost of bulk or the cost to acquire bulk from packs is more. So the cost of bulk should not be lower. To me, it's a very safe bet to just buy bulk, even if you don't even have a plan for it. Just buy it and acquire as much as you can, because you never know, like, valuable it'll be a year or two down the line. And I know that's not the main goal of it, but it's like an easy way to kind of money, and there are many different ways to sell it, so it's very valuable. Especially if it hasn't been sifted through and you can pick out the trainers, take out like the good characters and all that. And like a prime example is the Celebrations Mew. There were, because I was going through kind of reverse hollows and stuff to list them on eBay with TCG Automate, and I was seeing like Mew cards from Celebrations that I just had in my bulk reverse hollow and hollow rare boxes, because like I was still sifting through it at the time when I initially got it, but the Mew card was so cheap that I would include it in my bulk lots, and like how accessible and cheap that card was. But now that card is like what, $3, $4, and at one point it was like, so like always opportunities to make money from bulk, and sometimes like the most random card will just be worth a lot. So my advice would just be don't shy away from getting bulk, because there's just so much value in it. And that's pretty much it for this one. I don't know what else to kind of, it's very simple, I think. Or at least it's simple to me. Maybe I'm missing details. So comment that down below if I am missing anything. And I know some people comment like the bulk lot video, they were saying like, oh, you did this wrong because you could do it this way for 10% cheaper. And saying what works for me. So if it works for me, maybe it'll work for you, maybe not. And that's why I always say, don't just take what I say or what other YouTubers say as like the source of truth. Try to take advice, but like it to your situation and try to make it better. Because like my source or like my system for getting through bulk is taking out the trainers that are worth a lot and then bulking out the rest. Very simple, works very well for me, but some people have a better system or like have a different system where they take all their bulk, run it through a card sorter, and then list it all on TCG Player. I'm like not a fan of it, but obviously it works. Like a lot of people that do that and it works for them. So try to learn from like a bunch of different sources and then try what works for you. And I'm sure like in the long run you will form your own system that just is like to your store and business. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'll see you all in the next video.